What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another New Comic Book Day haul. I am your host, AR Comics, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for New Comic Book Day, July 14th, 2021. We had some awesome releases come out this week. Boom Studios had Eve issue number 3, Thor is back with a brand new arc, and there were so many other awesome ones. But before I get started off on this top 10 list, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that'll keep you up to date on all the latest releases. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on this week's top 10 list. So I hope you all had a fantastic New Comic Book Day this week and you enjoyed all of the issues you've read so far. So I ended up picking up a total of 13 different issues this week, and 3 of them are just extra printings, and I cannot wait to show off the covers. I love that series so much, and these covers are just fantastic. I ended up not getting Boom Studios 7 Secrets issue number 10 this week. I don't know, I'm just not feeling that series anymore. All the issues go back and forth for me, so I feel like reading it in the trade paperback is the better route. And I ended up forgetting about Joker issue number 5 from DC this week. I guess I mixed the weeks up, so I will be grabbing it at some point. But if you read both of them, let me know what you thought about them down low. Now, as far as these extra printings go, they are all third print, and they're from the Stray Dogs series. You know I love those horror movie variants. The first one is issue number 4. This is the Psycho cover. I love that one. Next up, we've got issue number 3. This is the Midsummer movie variant. And let me move those out of the way. And now finally, I think this one's the coolest one. There's so many other awesome ones as well, but I saw these and I had to pick them up. We've got issue number 1. This is the Scream cover. Like I said, you need to read this series as well. It's such a fantastic read. Now that they've got all these extra printings out as well, you don't have to overspend on eBay because the prices are outrageous for this series. But now, let's talk about the real top 10 list. Alright, so to kick this list off this week, we've got coming in at number 10, this is Images, Skybound X, issue number 2, this is cover A, and I think this has been alright so far. I totally understand what they're trying to accomplish. They're celebrating 10 years of Skybound, so it's a bunch of smaller Skybound stories, and I don't know, I guess had higher hopes for it. I was aiming more for this Rick Grimes 2000 Walking Dead story, and it's only a couple pages long, and I think so far that has been alright of itself. The other stories that are in here this week, we've got a Birthright one, and I'm not reading that series. I have heard it's very good, though. The other one is My Everyday Hero Machine Boy. That is a first appearance. And we also have a Stillwater story, and that has a first appearance as well. The My Everyday Hero Machine Boy, I thought that was okay. The artwork, all right. I didn't really feel too attached to the character, though. I think if they make a solo series of that character, I probably won't end up getting it. The Stillwater one I did really like, though. It was just a nice kind of feel-good story. I'm not really going to be spoiling it too much, but I don't know. I'm probably going to continue on with this because I guess I want to know what happens in the Rick Grimes 2001, but if you haven't already started it, it is kind of skippable. So for those reasons, we've got Skybound X issue number 2 coming in at number 10. Next up on my list today, we've got coming in at number 9, this is Images, The Silver Coin, issue number 4, this is cover A, and honestly, I didn't really like this issue that much. I really like Jeff Lemire as a writer. I thought the artwork was very well done. It was kind of a cool story, but as far as a Silver Coin story goes, I didn't think it was very good. It didn't fit in with the other 3. I still talk about it all the time, I swear, in every single top 10 video and every preview video. That issue number 1 for this series is probably one of my top reads of 2021 so far. I think about it all the time. It was phenomenally written. Chip Zdarsky did a great job. The other ones were very good in its own way as well. But to me, this one just didn't fit like the other ones did. You didn't really see the Silver Coin until about maybe halfway, pushing more than halfway through the story. And then it just kind of felt like it ended. The other ones, you got to see the effect that the Silver Coin had on whoever was holding the coin. You saw it kind of possess them and take them over. And it was just a really creepy story. This one, while it wasn't a bad story, we don't even know who these characters were. It's just set in the future. They're bad guys right off the start, so you don't really have even any attachment to them. And just, I don't know. And then once you got the coin, it kind of felt like it ended. If you read the story, you know what I'm going to be talking about. I really don't want to spoil more than I already have, but I just felt like it didn't really fit in with the Silver Coin series. As a standalone story, it wasn't that bad, but for those reasons, I'd say still read it if you read the other 3 and you really love those. Just keep your expectations a little bit lower, in my opinion, for this one, but we've got the Silver Coin issue number 4 coming in at number 9. Next up, we've got coming in at number 8 this week. This is Image's brand new series, Man-Eaters, The Cursed, issue number 1. This is cover B. You guys already know I usually get cover A for everything, but as soon as I saw this cover, and it was the last one there, I had to grab it. So before I get started on my opinions of this issue, I've never read the original Man-Eater stuff. I don't know if that needs to be read before this. I don't know if those characters were in that series. But going into this with no knowledge, I actually really enjoyed this. So it's definitely set more of a modern time. I really like the artwork as well. It's a little bit more on the cartoonish side. They do have some very realistic looking photos in there as well. But as far as this issue goes, it's about some kids. They go to camp, and that's kind of the main premise of it. They talk about it a little bit, how parents have never been to this island before. They kind of have to get to this island by boat, but it's set very modern. Like I was saying, it's kids, and they give them buttons as well, are they allergic to things? What is their pronoun? What are some tendencies that they have? And I don't know, it just feels very 2020-ish. But the characters seemed very likable, and it turned into a mystery pretty quick. I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically once they got to this island, apparently everyone was already on this island as far as the camp goes, and then things started happening from there. It was a little bit slower, but they did a great job setting up the story itself. We didn't really get into what was actually going on until kind of the last couple pages, but I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this one. If you are a little bit lighter on books this week, definitely give it a shot. But we've got Man-Eaters the Cursed, issue number 1, coming in at number 8. And now we've got coming in at number 7 this week, this is Marvel's Spider-Man Spider Shadow, issue number 4. This is cover A, and honestly, this was probably my least favorite issue of the series so far. I think Chip Zdarsky's done a fantastic job on the series overall, but I love the first 3 issues. That's the whole what if to me. It's what if Peter Parker basically became bad because of this symbiote that's attached to him. He takes these villains and these bad guys, criminals, whatever, and he's just, I'm sick of you. I'm tired of treating you like babies. I'm tired of giving you to the police. I'm ending this once and for all. And I thought that was such a badass concept. Now with this one, it kind of sets up a whole new plot, even though there's one issue left. And it's just, the symbiote is now off of Peter Parker and they have to go find it. It's taken over the Baxter building. And I'm not going to really spoil what happens from there. The Avengers kind of show up. And I don't know, we get to see a lot of action. Like I was saying, it wasn't a bad issue. It just wasn't my favorite one of the series. I thought the other ones were a lot better. So for those reasons, we've got Spider-Man Spider Shadow, issue number 4, coming in at number 7. Next up, we've got coming in at number 6 this week, this is Aftershocks Bunny Mask, issue number 2. This is cover A, and I'd say overall it was a pretty solid issue. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. The way the first issue was, it was just so creepy, it was a mystery, and then we got left on a massive cliffhanger. I thought this issue we were going to get more info about that, but it kind of just continued on with the issue, because the way the last one was is we had the 2 main characters, but then we found out that the one main character wasn't exactly who she said she was. So I was like, oh man, I need to know what's going on with that. This issue, we got to see both those characters kind of mingling with each other the entire time, and that wasn't really brought up at all. We got to see the Bunny Mask character, she showed up too, and overall it was another creepy, mysterious issue, and I really like it. I like what they're doing with it. I like how the Bunny Mask icon or emblem is just kind of showing up in weird places. Like one was a vase, and then some paintings started showing up as well. I think Aftershock definitely has a hit on their hands. I think the series is only going to get better, but for those reasons, we've got Bunny Mask issue number 2 coming in at number 6. And now we're down to the top 5 issues of the week. We have coming in at number 5 this week, this is Marvel's Thor, issue number 15. This is cover A. Thor is back, and this is the start of a brand new arc. I'd say overall, I think Donny Cates did a pretty good job with this. This is going to have spoilers, though, because I feel like this issue itself is actually a spoiler. Once you know the concept and the storyline of it, that's pretty much the entire thing. This cover is an absolute tease. If you are expecting action and fighting, you are not getting that in this issue. This issue is basically a plot setup, and I think, like I was saying, he did a pretty good job with it. The only thing that's weird to me, though, is that this is only a 3-issue arc. But if you can recall from before the Donald Blake arc, the little 2-issue arc that was kind of the bridge between arcs, this has to do with that. So with this one, it's basically the aftermath of everything that just happened with Donald Blake. Everyone is together. Everyone's just talking about what went down. But then you see Thor. He's got some issues, and he talks about it a little bit later. He meets up with Captain America, and they discuss it. It's basically Mjolnir. He's saying that something is wrong with Mjolnir, and I don't want to talk about exactly what it is because that's definitely going to be spoiling it. But like I was saying, I think it's pretty well done. The artwork, above and beyond, I think it really stands out. And the story, I'm excited to see where they go with this. It's just a little weird that it's a 3-issue mini arc. So for those reasons, we've got Thor issue number 15 coming in at number 5. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 4. This is Marvel's Aliens Aftermath, issue number 1. This is cover A. I believe this is just a one-shot. I looked it up online. It said it was just a 1 out of 1. But the way the story kind of left us on a cliffhanger, I think they could return to it at some point, but I guess we'll see. As far as the issue goes, I'm going to be a little biased because I'm a sucker for pretty much anything that's aliens, predator, anything with a monster in it, I'm going to be buying it up. So with this one, I felt like it was a very good standalone story. It felt very basic as far as an alien story goes, though. It's something that we've read before, but this alien on the front cover, it's basically kind of this weird first appearance of this hybrid alien. I thought it was really cool. But, you know, the story is just an event happened in the past, and now we've got a group of people that are going there to try to figure out what happened. We've read it before. I feel like we're actually kind of reading that in the current Alien run as well. But as a standalone story, I thought it was cool. And this alien, it's like some winter frost alien. And I just thought that was so cool. Instead of acid, this alien can kind of freeze you instead. I don't know. Let's talk about it a little bit more down low in the comment section. Like I said, I'm a sucker for pretty much anything with alien or just monsters in general. But we've got coming in at number 4 this week, Aliens Aftermath, issue number 1. And here we go. We're down to the top 3 issues of the week. We have coming in at number 3 this week. This is Boom Studios. Eve, issue number 3. This is cover A, and I am loving this series. Every time I think I know where this story is going, they throw some twists and turns in it, and I'm just like, wow, it just keeps getting better. If any of you out there are listening from Boom Studios, please continue this on past 5 issues. You have a massive hit, in my opinion, for this one. But as far as this story goes, the artwork's incredible as well. I talk about that one all the time, but this issue in particular, this is going to be some massive spoilers. Eve is apparently the one who's going to possibly be able to save the planet. The little teddy bear's out there killing kids, and now this teddy bear's out there trying to kill Eve as well. And then once we hit the ending of the issue, so it was a little slow. We did get some storytelling, a little bit of action as well. Still a little bit of a mystery too. But they introduced a character at the very end of this issue, and it was kind of like a mind blow. I don't know where they're going with this one anymore. They need more than 5 issues though. So for those reasons, we've got Eve issue number 3 coming in at number 3. And now we have coming in at number 2 this week. This is AWA Studios Moths, issue number 2. This is cover A. And before I get into this issue, congratulations, AWA. Chariot just got optioned, and I believe they got picked up by Warner Brothers, so that is massive. It's an insanely good series as well. The artwork's incredible. I think there's only 1 issue left. That is a must-read. So once again, congratulations, guys. You have earned it, and you've got so many other great ones lined up as well that could easily be hit movies and TV shows. Now, as far as this series goes, I love it. The artwork, not exactly my style, very realistic looking, looks a little too digital for me, but the story. So Moths, that's just a person. You basically have these powers, but you don't really have them until you activate them. And then you only have a certain amount of time to live on this earth. You don't know what your powers are going to be, but now we have the main character, and in the last issue, she basically decided that she's going to turn into the moth. She's going to see what her powers are. And now in this issue, we find out what it is, but the story for this one. So what her power is, I don't really want to spoil it because that's what leads into the main story itself. But she uses these powers. It's kind of more of a feeling power. It's not like fire, flying, invisibility, nothing like a superhero. But she's able to solve a crime that kind of happened with one of her friends. And from there, the story just takes off. Definitely give Moths a chance. Fantastic read so far. This one's only going to be getting better. So we've got Moths issue number 2 coming in at number 2. And this is it, my top read of the week. We have coming in at number 1 this week. This is Images. Haha. Issue number 6. This is cover A, and this is also the end of the series. I had to get this cover. It's the homage to Ice Cream Man issue number 1, and obviously I had to show that one off as well. So with this one, you guys know, I'm not the biggest of Haha fans. I love the first issue, and then from there, I really didn't like this series. The artwork is cool, the story itself, not what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be more of the Ice Cream Man side, and it just really wasn't that. This one, there were so many mentions basically to Ice Cream Man, so many issues. If you're kept up with that series, you would get a lot of the references that they made, and I thought it was really cool just to see this clown go about his day-to-day. But I think the reason I liked it so much is I'm definitely a little biased for this. This one struck home a little bit to me. Is that this one kind of hit a little bit with, you know, suicide and mental health, stuff like that. And we've got this character who only sees the bad things that are happening in his life. He thinks everything is horrible. He thinks this is this. He thinks everything is bad. And then all of a sudden, you know, he kills himself at the very end. And he all of a sudden sees in a split second what life really was and how things aren't that bad. And I just thought that was a hell of a story. It was so fantastic. And to me, this is an absolute must read. If you're not a HaHa fan, you're not a huge Ice Cream man, maybe you won't like this one as much. I think I might be a little bit biased because, like I was saying, this one hits home a little bit more for me than some other people, but definitely give this one a read. It was fantastic. We've got HaHa, issue number 6, coming in at number 1. So what do you guys think about this week's new comics? There were a ton of awesome reads this week. Hands down, HaHa, issue number 6 was my number 1 choice. Definitely give that a read, and if any of you are ever feeling any sort of way about anything, please reach out to me, whether it's down low in the comments section, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, hit me up in the messenger, and I'll definitely respond to it because, things happen in this world and things are a lot better than they seem to be. So with that, let me know what your favorite comic was this week. Let's talk about it a little bit more down low. And thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and a little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.